And I thank you, because now I can say, we can just leave. I really do believe that he puts you first to really have us hear a message. Sometimes things happen, and as we go along, and I'm seeing my pastor sitting in front of me, taping these things. We will never replace you. But she said we can be those people that are like him, that will understand what we have to do because of your messages and the message that she just gave. It's kind of funny. I came in, and this is my iPad, of where I put my little speech on and whatever, and I was going, as Tammy and I were sitting there, to pull it up, but it said I had no Wi-Fi connection. Now, most of you know that the first time or any time you want something, you come and ask me the codes and whatever. My iPad didn't have code. Okay. That just lets you know, hey, share the computer, please. Right on. Yes, indeed. Wow. I want to thank the Chancellor Choir for saying something. He will never fail us, ever. That was a wonderful song. And it's really interesting, as I was sitting there and I was looking at Tammy, looking at her mother, looking at her sons, her sister singing. It is wonderful when we worship. It is wonderful when we can come together and then understand that we, as Albany said, sometimes consider ourselves family, but we as family are getting the message. As family, as friends, as people of God, we are doing what he wants us to do. So let me take a minute and ask him for a blessing. This morning, God, I give you thanks for giving me and everyone here one more day. I thank you for giving me one more opportunity to be your hands, feet, heart, and mind, and to do your will. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be yours, Lord. Thank you. In the blessed name of your Son, Jesus. Like I said, it's not too much I can say about today, because I let Tammy do it. In fact, I even nudged her and said, you go first. You know, I didn't want to go first. I started and stopped trying to write something. I started and stopped trying to write something several times over the last few weeks. And again, even half of what I thought I put together, it's sort of in here for the moment. It's a good thing that I printed out some of the things that I was going to say. Otherwise, I'd be standing up here and looking at all your beautiful faces this morning and be ready to run out the door to go to the ministry fair. But I'm going to take a couple of minutes and let God continue to write something for me that I can say to you. That soft voice of his has been coming back and saying, well, don't worry about it. I read something and heard a preacher say once, it's not about our availability. It's not about our abilities. It's about our availability for God. And for whatever reason, and I'll tell you something about that, he asked me through Charles to come here this morning. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was outside the North X, and And all of a sudden, this wonderful lay leader of ours came to me and he says, "Oh, Mack, we're trying to put together the people for Lady Sunday. And I know you know everybody, so give me a couple of suggestions." So just as nice and wonderful, I said to him, I said, "Okay, well, here's somebody I think, and here's somebody else." And of course, then he turns to me and says, "And also, I have you in mind." So the only thing I can say about that is, Charles, you won't be able to have too many of those conversations with me anymore about things because I'm worried about what you're trying to get me to do. The theme, as Tammy said, and as you read, it says, "Therefore go with hope, offering Christ." Very simple to me. And as I even read the Mark scripture, it further goes on. Go. We're to offer Christ. We're to tell the story that puts us in the position of Him because He's no longer here. That's what the disciples did. They were then the hands, the feet, and those persons that continued the story because they went out everywhere and said what He wanted to be heard. When I think about that scripture and think about what it means, I feel uncomfortable even being in here. Because even though I see all your wonderful faces, there's a lot more people outside. There's a woman who walks up and down this street every morning, several times. Somehow, every now and then, she will stop and kind of smile as she passes by a church. Sometimes, because I know she goes up to the 7-Eleven, she looks at me and says, "Okay, can you give me $1?" And, I do. But those people, I say those people, because there was a time when I hated of those people. Those people who you encounter in the gas station. Those people who come to you in front of a store and they have their hand out and they say, "Excuse me, I'm trying to get some gas to get back to the valley. Excuse me, can you give me a handout or a quarter for pumping your gas?" Well, I used to hate those people. And one of the things that in Disciple Bible class, when I took it a long time ago with Carolyn Cobb, she gave us some ideas of how to handle those people. And I say those people. She gave us actually $10 each. And she said, what you do is you put this money in your car. You put it someplace in the back of your pants or whatever. But you always have it. So that when one of those people come to you and you really don't want to take your money out of your pocket, take the money that God has given you to set aside and help those people. Okay? So I don't know that I'm ever going to give up not liking those people, but I do it in a different way. A different way that God has shown me that I can help them. I can say something to them even as I always do. I smile at them and, one time a guy said, can you give me something? And I said, yeah, I'll give you that the employment office is down the street. Instead of saying that, I can give them something that might help them. Because by the grace of God, they say, there go I. By the grace of God, it could be me. By the grace of God, He wouldn't have given me the ability to then have something to give to them. Okay? So I think about the fact that a long time ago, when I was in the insurance business, and I had what I thought lots of money, change cars every other year, do whatever vacations in Jamaica I wanted to, whatever. I didn't care about maybe other people as much because I was being taken care of, okay? But sometimes we have to go beyond our understanding that we're okay, but we're okay because God has given that assurance. We have a faith that says, hey, if you believe, it will be taken care of. Our theme scripture says, hey, be anxious about nothing. Don't worry about it because it's going to be provided for. And that other part of it that I love so much, the peace of God. The peace of God will always be with us to give us a calmness, an assurance that whatever we think of doing, He will be with us as we do it. Amen. Let's see here. Therefore, I try to go, and I will always do that because of Him, and go with hope. I find that also by having what I can be considered my faith, I don't worry about my perfect life or my life being perfect. Because it says that your life is not perfect because of you, but because we know a perfect God. Yes. Okay? We have to understand that we are here because of His blessing. I think about those 3 children I had when I was changing diapers and didn't want to do it, and taking them to soccer practice and tennis and all these things. My faith said that I'm going to be able to take care of it. My faith said that, hey, whatever it was that they needed, I could give to them. Didn't always happen, but God always provided for me. And I think then that that's what we have to understand. We have to deal with going, understanding how we can help, but at the same time understand that we don't have to worry about it because our faith says to us, it will be provided. It will be taken care of. So offering Christ, the scripture Mark 10 said, I hear God telling me something that I need to do every day. I know that it's hard sometimes for us to, at least now that after 71 years, I don't have to get up. I don't have to go to a job. I don't have to do anything. That I'm blessed that He's given me something to do. He's given me something that at 71, I can look back at my children and say, hey, I did something. I can still do something. And I'm blessed that I have them and that they now have something. Because it says that it's not about what you give them every day. It's not about what you provide for. It's what you have given them. Because if you've given them the right words, if you've given them the right instruction, if you've given them what they need, now they're people in this society that aren't out there in the streets begging. There are people in the streets that's not going to be the case. So I am so blessed to have those 3 children in my life and other people as well. The last thing I want to say is I heard a pastor once, and he said that, it was something I read. And for those of you in Sunday school, you'll probably read it again this morning. He said to the congregation he looked out at, and he says, I see out there a bunch of quitters. All of you are quitters. And of course, they probably looked back at him just like you're looking back at me. I said, well, wait a minute, I'm not a quitter. Now, I'm not talking about you quit smoking. I'm not talking about you quit drinking, or, if you have, it's okay. every now and then drink. But he was talking about they had quit running from him. They had quit stopping to believe that he is the Father. Believing that he is the provider. He is the person that if they come and quit and listen and be filled with the message, they can have to give what's needed. That's what I want to tell you. That I have come here this morning, and I am so blessed that we didn't just all run out after me trying to come up here after a great something by Tammy and go out there for that ministry fair. But I want you to know this, that if you don't do anything but stop quitting on God when he asks you to do something, stop quitting in that little voice that you hear, that you won't do it, that you'll get up even though you don't have to go to your job, and you'll walk down to where you see that nice little person that we hate sitting on the sidewalk saying, can you give me some money? And and you've seen that person also go into the liquor store several times after you've passed them by several times. You'll still say, what can I help you with? How can I help you? How can I be the arms, hands, and heart of our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ? Amen. Amen. All right.